It's official. The Golden Magne has done it again. As of early October 2025, BTS's Jungkook has achieved what no K-pop soloist before him has ever done, surpassing 3 million physical album sales with his debut solo album, Golden. Nearly 2 years after its release, Golden continues to shine brighter than ever, rewriting history and reminding the world why Jungkook remains one of the most powerful solo forces in global music. But this isn't just another sales record. This is a cultural moment, one that captures the heart of armies everywhere, the resilience of a young man who never stopped believing, and the timeless brilliance of an artist whose music transcends borders, languages, and even time itself. When Circle Chart, formerly Jan, released its latest figures in October 2025, the numbers stunned even the most optimistic analysts. Golden, released on November 3, 2023, had officially crossed 3 million copies sold in South Korea alone. The industry had to take a pause to solo artist in the post-pandemic streaming era, breaking a record that even some top idol groups struggled to reach. It sounded unreal, but for ARMYs, this was never about numbers. It was about validation. Validation for every stream, every pre-order, every sleepless night spent promoting Jungkook's music. It was proof that their love for Golden wasn't just emotional, it was eternal. 2 years. That's how long Golden has lived on the charts. While most albums fade within weeks, Jungkook stayed alive, carried by fan loyalty, viral resurgences on TikTok, and his enduring brand as pop's golden boy. Tracks like 7 and Standing Next to You continue to rack up millions of streams every month. And with each resurgence, whether through fan edits, movie soundtracks, or global radio rotations, Golden finds new life again and again. Talent always wins, wrote one fan on X, echoing the collective sentiment across fandoms. And in Jungkook's case, it truly does. When the news broke, social media turned into a celebration ground. Within minutes, hashtags like #GoldenTripleMillion, #ProudOfJungkook, and #OurLegendJungkook topped trends worldwide. Fans shared emotional posts, many reminiscing about the day Golden first dropped in 2023, when Jungkook, nervous yet hopeful, said, "I wanted to show you every color of myself with this album." Those words hit differently now, because Golden didn't just show his colors, it painted an entire generation's emotional landscape. Jungkook doesn't release songs. He releases experiences, one international fan commented. Another wrote, "Even during his military service, he's still breaking records." That's Jungkook for you. Interestingly, HYB, Jungkook's agency, has remained relatively quiet about the 3-million milestone. And no major announcements, no extravagant statements, just silent acknowledgement. And perhaps that's the most telling part. Jungkook's success no longer needs noise. His music speaks for itself. Industry observers note that Jungkook has now entered the rare echelon of artists whose names alone generate headlines, a level usually reserved for global icons like Taylor Swift, The Weeknd, and Harry Styles. Even in military uniform, Jungkook's influence radiates louder than any promotion could. When 7 dropped in July 2023, no one could predict the global wave it would create. The song didn't just top charts, it defined an era, BY blending sultry R&B with pop perfection. Jungkook set a new standard for K-pop soloists. Within weeks, he became the most streamed Korean solo artist in Spotify history, and 7 would later become one of the best-selling K-pop songs in US history. From there, Golden became inevitable. The album encapsulated every side of Jungkook: the lover, yes or no; the dreamer, standing next to you; the perfectionist, closer to you; and the vulnerable artist behind the spotlight, shot glass of tears. Every track told a story, not just of fame, but of evolution. And now, that evolution has crystallized into history. When Jungkook enlisted in the South Korean military in December 2024, many wondered what would happen to Golden. Most albums fade quickly once the artist goes quiet. Promotions end, stages stop, and even loyal fans eventually move on to newer releases. But Golden was different. IT refused to fade, even in silence. In the months following Jungkook's enlistment, something unusual began happening across digital platforms. Spotify numbers for Standing Next to You and 3D didn't fall, they rose. TikTok edits using 7 Feet Latto resurged during Valentine's season in February 2025. YouTube comments under his old live performances began filling up again, with new fans discovering his music for the first time. IT was as if Golden had found a second wind. A quiet, invisible storm was brewing, powered entirely by the fans. Without a single stage appearance or new content, Jungkook's songs were climbing back up global charts. Fans called it the Golden phenomenon. They weren't exaggerating. While Jungkook served, ARMY took over his role as promoter, marketer, and storyteller. They organized global streaming events every month, one for each track on the album. They streamed his old live stages as though they were new. They created short films, art edits, and even fan documentaries celebrating Golden's message of growth and self-love. Fans across the world would gather online every third of the month, the album's anniversary date, calling it Golden Day. It became a sacred ritual, a way to keep his presence alive until his return. Anyway, Jungkook was never gone. His voice was still echoing everywhere, on playlists, in cafes, in gym speakers, and on fans' phones late at night. The silence of his military service became part of the story, a powerful symbol of how real art doesn't need constant noise to be remembered. In May 2025, Billboard Global revealed a surprising statistic. Jungkook's Golden had re-entered the global album chart after 18 months, with no active promotion. That's nearly unheard of. Music journalists called it a ghost comeback, an album so strong that it came back to life without its creators saying a single word, one critic wrote. Jungkook's silence is louder than most artists' entire campaigns. The quote spread across fandom communities like wildfire that IT wasn't just about sales, it was about impact. About how Golden had become a living entity, a mirror reflecting Jungkook's journey as both an idol and a human being navigating fame, exhaustion, and rebirth. Interestingly, HYB didn't interfere. There were no surprise drops, no digital remixes, no special edition reissues, just silence. But insiders later revealed this was intentional. HYB executives reportedly decided to let Golden breathe, believing the album's emotional weight would resonate longer if it was left untouched, a time capsule rather than a campaign. And they were right. That decision allowed fans to own the narrative. Golden became theirs, not the company's, not the labels. It was personal. Every lyric, every melody felt like a message from Jungkook to them, preserved in time. By August 2025, Golden had already broken 20 streaming records across major platforms. IT became the most streamed debut K-pop album on Spotify, surpassing 3.2 billion total streams, an unimaginable feat for a Korean-language pop debut. Even Western music journalists, often skeptical of K-pop, were forced to take notice. Rolling Stone called Jungkook the face of global pop's new era, while Billboard praised his flawless crossover appeal. Meanwhile, in South Korea, local media began referring to him not just as the Golden Magne, but as the eternal soloist. As months passed, the silence surrounding Jungkook didn't create distance. It built anticipation. Fans began counting down to his discharge date, imagining what kind of artist he'd be when he returned. Would he continue his solo career? Would he reunite with BTS for the long-awaited OT7 comeback? Or would he surprise everyone with a brand new sound, one forged from his military solitude? Nobody knew. But everyone was waiting. One fan wrote in a viral post. He left us with Golden before he went. Silent. Maybe because he knew it would be enough to carry us until he comes back. And perhaps that's exactly what happened.